Hey friends, we having some fucking fun tonight or what? We got ourselves some nutty friends here tonight, I see already, man.
That's right, it's time for another episode of 30 Years Ago this month. We've already made it to November, which means there's only 1 month after this to go to wrap up 1993. But I just heard from the network that 30 years ago this month has been renewed for 2024. But now we have work to do here, because we have to talk about November 1993, which isn't a packed month, I'm going to be honest, but you know what? We've dealt with this before, and we're going to make the best of it. We're going to have the best damn show that we can possibly have. So once again, there weren't really any noteworthy news items in the world of music for November of 1993, at least in my opinion, but there is good news on the top albums chart this month, because the number one album in America for the entire month of November 1993 was Pearl Jam with Verses. The interesting thing, and this is another testament to how I was not the norm back in the day, but I really liked Verses. I still really like it today. But back then, I was only listening to that album a little bit. I was obsessed with In Utero from Nirvana. So I look at it and I go, well, God, In Utero was only number one for a week. And Pearl Jam went over a month as the number one album in the country. So that shows you how disconnected I was, I guess, from normal kids. Either way, seeing an album like this at number one is a little bittersweet because, you know, it was great back in the day, but it's just a reminder that that kind of thing doesn't seem like it's really ever going to happen again. And by that kind of thing, I mean a band putting out an album that is an honest statement of who they are and isn't overproduced and isn't filled with songs that are all trying to be hits. It was a very honest album from Pearl Jam, and it went number one. So I kind of miss that shit. But let's not dwell on that, and let's not be sad. There's no reason to be sad, because now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show.
The Hot 10.
That's right, the Hot 10, or the top 10 songs in the country for this month in 1993. At number 10, we have Tony with Anniversary. At number 9, 25 weeks on the chart, fellas, it's Tag Team Back Again with Whoop That Is. At number 8, Zane, Hey Mr. DJ. I don't remember this song at all. And earlier, I went to go look it up and listen to it. And I was like, yep, don't remember this song. And I've already forgotten it again. At number 7, I wish my wife was here because my wife will rap this entire song. Shoot, better, baby. I want to shoot, baby. From Salt and Pepper. At number 6, Mariah Carey, Dream Lover. Do, 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 do. Ooh, a little pitchy, dog. Number 5, DRS, which, if I remember right, stood for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with I Tip My 40 to the Memories. Gangsta-Lean. Who remembers that one? that literally is a song. Don't pay any attention to this. The doc thinks I got carpal tunnel. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. That was around the time that songs like this came out, and I was like, this can't be real. This has to be like a bunch of dudes in a boardroom were like, look, what are all the slang terms that the gangster rappers are doing? We need to put these all together in a song because all these kids love the gangster rap. Because it seems goofy. Sorry, I mean, don't come at me, DRS dudes, because it's a great song, but it's a little cheeseball. And number 4, another one that I didn't quite remember, Escape with Just Kicking It. Once again, earlier I went to listen to it again to refresh my memory, and it's another one that I'm like, yeah, it's just okay, I guess. I guess that's why I don't remember it. Miss Jackson, If You're Nasty with Again. I heard from a friend today. And that's literally all I know of that song. Number 2, Ace of Base. All that she wants is another baby. I think that's how it goes. And at number 1, the song that I was sure when I first heard it that nobody was going to want to listen to this. And here it is at number 1. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Movies! All right, this is the part of the show where we talk about movies for a little bit. I know I don't talk about movies a lot on my channel, but, you know, they were an important thing for me back in the day as well. Not so much today. You know, I saw Five Nights at Freddy's with my daughter. I don't know if it was bad or good. You tell me. I mean, I don't know. But we got 4 movies to talk about, 1 for each week of the month of November 1993. The first week, the number 1 movie in America, a holdover from last month, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, I talked about how I feel about this movie in the last episode, if you're curious. The interesting thing to me, though, is that a 30-year difference here. I just mentioned Five Nights at Freddy's, which came out in 2023. The Nightmare Before Christmas came out in 1993. If you walk into a Hot Topic today, you will be able to buy plenty of merchandise for both of those movies. For the second week of November 1993, this is an odd movie for me because I remember it being kind of huge, but I don't think I ever watched it. The Three Musketeers with Charlie Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland. Those 2 names alone should have made me want to watch the movie. It must have looked very lame in the trailer. For the third week of November, the number 1 movie in America, Addams Family Values. I don't really remember. I think I get that one and the first one mixed up, but you know, they're very similar movies, similar vibe, well done movies, probably also heavily featured at Hot Topic today. And finally, for the 4th week of November 1993, the number 1 movie in America was Mrs. Doubtfire. A movie that I'm very sure if it came out today would be met with all kinds of people up in arms because they feel that Hollywood is trying to force cross-dressing down their throats. Album releases! All right, so this month, there's not a lot of releases that I felt like talking about, but one of them is a big motherfucker. And I've done a video about it a couple years ago, but those of you who were around back then and are of like minds, you know what I'm talking about. Huh? What do you think? What do you think I'm talking? Whoa, there it is. There it is. Look at that. It just floated out of oh wait, that's God damn it. Live Shit Binge and Purge from Metallica came out. My favorite box set of all time. Just look how fucking cool it looks. For those of you who aren't aware of this box set, it's got some VHSs. This one is a concert from 1989 when they were on the Justice Tour. Some people would say it's the best Metallica concert ever filmed. And they wouldn't necessarily be wrong because they're fucking killer on it. But I'm going to go on record and say that these 1992 concerts from the Black Album tour, I think that they are the best that they ever were. And because I'm that kind of fan, I also liked it because you got to hear them play Black Album era stuff, and there's a nostalgia for that for me. So you've got 2 VHSs that split up that big ass show, but you also have a different show from the same tour from Mexico City on this bunch of CDs. And this particular live recording brought to me one of my favorite recorded things ever in the history of live music. And it is at the end of the concert when Kirk Hammett utters these immortal words.
Mexico City, muy fucking bien!
And that is exactly what Live Shit Binge and Purge is. Muy fucking bien. And that came out on the 23rd of November. Did I say that? It's the only date I need to remember for this month because all of these releases came out on November 23rd. I guess it's because post-Thanksgiving, everybody goes shopping. Here's what you're buying everybody for Christmas. The first release I'm going to talk about, it's just a regular-ass release. Although there's nothing regular about this, ladies and gentlemen. Also on the 23rd of November, the Beavis and Butthead Experience came out. This is an original from 1993. As far as I know, they only ever made picture discs of this. You can get like a reissue, I think, of this too, and it looks pretty much exactly the same. But this is really like one of my favorite comps of all time. It's got, a few tracks that I'm like, about, but it's got fucking I Hate Myself and I Want to Die by Nirvana, which that alone is worth the price. But it's also got Anthrax doing a Beastie Boys cover and a Megadeth unreleased song, and of course the absolute classic, Come to Butthead. Next up, also released on November 23rd, The Spaghetti Incident from Guns N' Roses. Do not have this on vinyl. It's not really easy to come by. I don't think they've ever reissued it. But, there it is. And honestly, I can take or leave it. As a Guns N' Roses fan, I enjoy listening to it, but I don't go back to it often. There's a few of the songs, they're all covers, if you didn't know. A few of them are kind of cool. They all have a good sound and energy to them, but it's not a release that I am a super big fan of. But, it's Guns N' Roses, so, there you go. Spaghetti Incident. It was the last thing released of the, I guess, original era of Guns N' Roses, but they're back, and it's 2023, and maybe we'll get a new Guns N' Roses album in 2024. I mean, I'm here for it if they do. Finally, also on November 23rd, the album that every white suburban kid had on their Christmas list, Doggy Style from Snoop Doggy Dogg, the debut solo album from Snoop Dogg. And this is a cool one because it always has felt like a companion to Dr. Dre's The Chronic. So like, if I ever put on The Chronic, that album ends and just for some reason I just go, Doggy Style has to go on right after this. And same time period, Dr. Dre production, it just, it has that, if you like that early 90s G-funk hip-hop kind of thing, it's one of the best. There you go. Doggy Style. All right, we're almost done, but hey, I have one VHS to talk about on this episode. On November 16th, this absolute fucking classic was dropped. Vulgar Video from Pantera. This is, and I talked about it before with the Skid Row VHSs that were being released, that between Skid Row and Pantera, these, it's like, do you want to feel like you've had too much to drink and you're on the road with a big ass rock band? This is where you go. I think this is my favorite of their VHS releases, just because it's vulgar display era. It's got the music videos. It's got a bunch of shenanigans, and it doesn't feel like it's too long. Like it's just long enough to where I get my fill of Phil and the guys and all their antics, and and then I leave and I get to go take a nap. All right, so that wraps up November 1993. So next month I'll be back for the last month of 1993, and as we all know, in December pretty much fuck all happens because everything's been released already, and nobody's going to brand anything new because it's the holidays and all that shit. But who knows what all is going to be on our plate for the holidays in 1993. We'll find out next time, but I'm done with this time. So thank you for being here, and I will see you all again very soon.